Day 12, how are you feeling motivation wise? I know it's very tough starting out, but you're putting in the hard work. I know the first week is the hardest. The second week, you're going to really want to pump it up and you're going to start getting into the habit of this, which is fantastic. That's exactly what personal trainers want you to do when it comes to a program, okay? Getting that structure, getting that motivation. You're doing really well if you're here, so well done. I'm adding things in and making adjustments based on feedback, so thank you very much for all the honest feedback I've had about this program. If you've got feedback for me, put them in the comments or join the Discord, which is down in the description below, and have a chat with us and let me know what you need, what you feel about the program, okay? Tuesdays are for arms, and today we're actually going to focus on the shoulders. And, you know, with Ring Fit, you're not going to be able to get the big boulder shoulders like Dwayne Johnson, but you're certainly going to be able to strengthen the tendons and ligaments that make these strong. Shoulders can be quite difficult to train and get very strong because they are relatively small muscles, relatively anyway, but they are incredibly important to make sure that they are in tip-top condition. So that's what we're going to do with today, okay? So make sure that you're warmed up, make sure you've got your water ready, and let's go. Level 1, your shoulder set involves some fun movements and some active recovery as well, so stick to the reps well, you'll do fine. We're going to start out with the rhythm game from last week as a cardio warm-up. We're going to go for grassland, so try to beat that score that you made last week. We'll then do an exercise requiring a lot of energy nice and early, which is the bow pull. Follow Tip's demo for this for your arm placement and your position, and do your best. For some respite, we've got the overhead arm twist. It's a little bit of fun, and it uses the shoulders in a minor way, which will warm them up more than anything for the next big exercise, which is shoulder press, which is the big star of the set, to be honest. So make sure you push out all your reps with good form and rest between reps if you need to. It's more about getting good form reps rather than just pushing through to the end. Next, you've got the overhead arm spin. This is going to use your abdominals to stabilize you, and it stretches your chest a bit and also gets a little bit of work on your shoulders. Now we push through to the overhead press, a strong move that gets your shoulders and your traps working well. We push through to the overhead arm press, a strong move that gets your front deltoids and traps working very well. Keep your arms out at a 45 to 60 degree angle from your body from the midline, okay? Next we got a couple of mini games to finish, which is the bootstrap tower mini game. It works your shoulders and chest with a sweeping downward motion. The offset timing needed makes this feel less like work than it actually is. And then finally, we're going to introduce the aero shoot to your workout. This one's good for your abs and shoulders in a kind of static way, but it is quite a difficult game, so just persevere, get your way through it, and you'll have earned a good rest. Okay. Level 2's your work today features some faster movements, but still a lot of focus on your shoulders. Bow pull and overhead hip shake are our starter exercises. They get dynamic and static work in your shoulders very early. Focus on the waist movement for the hip shake, but make sure you keep your upper body as still and upright as possible. Next, hinge at the hips for the hinge pose. This windmill-esque movement uses the rear deltoids well, and it's a great move early on for stretching your poor legs from yesterday, whilst also working your shoulders dynamically. The compressive movement of the shoulder press is a big one for this session. Focus on really pushing that ring in and getting good quality reps with it. Next, for some respite, we have the standing twist. It involves your upper body movement and your waist, but also you are moving from the shoulders and it's moving your scapula as well. So it provides a good variety and a good balance out here. Pump out a set of overhead press, which really gets your front deltoids, and then brace the core for the aero shoot. Next, ring raise combo gets your blood flowing around the body again before performing Russian twist and seated ring raise as finishers. The frontal and sagittal shoulder movements with speed provide a great way to finish blasting the shoulders. These three should be performed with as little rest between as possible, just as a finisher, okay? Level 3's, this session will hit your deltoids from all sides and is very, very based in resistance, okay? Rest where you need, but don't do it for more than 90 seconds at a time. Start strong with the ring raise combo. The upright movement with the shoulders provides warmth and flexibility for your upcoming work. Go into your first shoulder press movement. Keep your body strong and upright, brace the core, and push in on the ring as best as possible to get the most out of this exercise. Get to the back press move to balance it out with some work on the traps and your lats before repeating shoulder press for the second time. After this set, use overhead press to balance the front out using your front deltoids. You may feel a real burn after this, to be honest, I know I was. Gluten gallery provides an easy rest period from before with just some isometric work on the shoulders, and then we'll fire off a final set of shoulder press. This will leave the middle deltoids worked very, very hard, so we're going to do some more relaxing movements with your shoulders as secondary muscles to finish off. Start with the hinge pose. We've got that hinge movement with the hips, whilst also raising your shoulder. Warrior 2 involves a small rotation on your shoulders, which serves as part of our cool down and stretch before getting to the floor for seated forward press. Get your legs out as comfortably as possible before pushing down on the ring con and breathing easy. Don't go outside of your range of motion. Well done, my trainees, well done. Everyone, you've nailed it. Awesome work. Shoulders can be very hard to train, as I said at the start, but just because of how important they are as one of the girdles of the body, which kind of holds your arms in, it's so important to make sure that you are training them properly. Give them a solid stretch and, give yourself a pat on the back while you're doing it. You've earned it. Now for today's Fit Fact. Protein. Is it important? Why do we take it? All the good stuff. Right. Protein is one of the main 3 macronutrients that you should be taking into your body, along with carbs and fats. Now, we often think of protein as one of those things that your bodybuilders gorge themselves on, and whilst that is, there's some truth in that, the fact is that protein is incredibly important to take in because it's our main source of recovery. You see, proteins help repair those tears that we make to our body. So in order to make our muscles stronger, we need to repair them with proteins. Now, as far as what constitutes a good amount of protein to intake, it all depends on your goal, but a rough rule of thumb is 1 gram of protein to every kilo of body weight you have targeted. And what I mean by targeted is your target weight, okay? If you're losing weight or gaining weight, do 1 gram per kilo of body weight. So if your aim is to weigh 90 kilos, 90 grams of protein. That's a rough rule of thumb. Obviously for some goals it's going to be more than that. If you're really looking at packing on pounds as a bodybuilder, you're looking more at 2 grams per kilo of body weight, but to be honest, if you're aiming for that sort of level, you probably wouldn't be playing Ring Fit, I'd imagine. So that's a very basic on protein, but still some good information there. Well, there you go. Have a lovely day, everyone. Well done for your hard work today, and I really appreciate you all sticking with it. Hit me up in the comments if you've got any feedback, or if you want to chat, jump onto the Discord, and yeah, sweet. I'll see you tomorrow.